Boys, welcome back to the channel. Gentlemen, in this video, we are going to be talking about how high-level relationships work in the real world and how I think all relationships in the real world actually work. And this is important for you to understand so you know how to attract these high-level relationships, how to put yourself in relationships that actually have value. Okay, and what this is going to allow you to do is to level up, because as we know, and you guys have heard this before, it's your net worth is your network. And I always used to hear that before, and I was like, that's fucking stupid. Like, what do you mean your network is your net worth? Like, no. But as I've leveled up, as I've developed in my journey, I've come to realize that this is 100% true. Bro, the people you know dictates kind of the resources you have access to. And the resources you have access to essentially can level you up in like so many different ways, bro. Like if you know somebody that has this connection and all he has to do is make a phone call, and now all of a sudden, this is going to help you make an extra a million a year or whatever it is. But you get the point. It's like, dude, knowing the right people can get you into the right rooms, and getting into the right rooms, when you understand like how much more money you can make by just getting in the right rooms and having access to certain information, like, can literally change the entire game for you. Like, this, knowing the right people puts you at such a fucking advantage compared to not knowing anybody. And this is why I always say it's so important for you nowadays to understand that the lone wolf dies, and you need to be like building a gang and a group and a good network. But that's another video. But for the most part, guys, so let's get straight into it. Okay, you have to understand that every relationship in this world, it has to be a plus plus relationship. Okay, a positive. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean is there has to be, like, in some way, shape, or form, bro, like an equal, essentially, what you like, if two people make up a relationship, okay, they both have to be getting something from each other or from the relationship itself to benefit. Otherwise, it's not going to last, right? Like, uh, for example, I want you to think of, like, I don't know, maybe just a regular relationship with a girl, okay? So what does she get from you, and what do you get from her? Maybe it's love, comfort, and all these things, right? It's again, it's a mutual relationship. She gets something and you get something. Now, what happens in that specific scenario, where if it's a positive negative relationship, meaning she gets everything and you get nothing from her, like, it's not going to work anymore. Eventually this relationship will come to an end, because again, it's a positive negative. She's getting everything and you have nothing to gain. Maybe you don't even like her, you think she's ugly now, or there's just no emotional connection. You've seen the kind of person she is, you can't connect with her. Like, you have nothing to gain. Okay, there's no sense of love. It doesn't make you feel a certain way when you're with her, and so it's just going to come to an end. So that's what I mean in clarifying, like, every relationship has to have a positive. Both parties are benefiting, and it's the same at the highest levels. Okay, guys, if I'll put it this way, right? As I've leveled up in my journey, and the more money I've made, and the smarter I've become, the skills I've stacked upon. For example, a lot of people want to hang out with me now, right? Or like go grab lunch or go hang out. And to, like, think about that, right? If there's like 20 people that want to hang out with me this weekend, or come barbecue at my place, or go to dinner, okay? Think about that dynamic real quick. If, and by the way, how do I say this in the best way possible without sounding like a fucking dickhead? In short, I'm just gonna be honest. Like, the people that want to go to these dinners with me and hang out with me is because they have something to gain from me, right? In the best sense possible. Is like, they know the skill sets and stuff that I've stacked upon, and like the basically the information that they could benefit from hanging out with me, which is fine. Like, I understand that. But in a sense, it's like, what do I gain from hanging out with somebody that has, like, nothing to gain for in my sense, like from me? Like, what do I gain from going to dinner with this guy when there is nothing that I can really learn from him that's going to benefit me significantly, or make me more money, right? It's kind of a, again, a positive on his end and a negative on my end. It's like, okay, he has everything to gain. I don't really have anything to gain, right? And that's what I'm getting at. It's like, everybody, for example, would want to go to a dinner with me, or hang out with me, or whatever it is. And it's like, when it's not a certain kind of person, or somebody that's doing better than you, or somebody that's, at the same level, or in some way, shape, or form, like, if I can't benefit from going to the dinner, I'm just going to waste my time and basically give out free information, which is fine to an extent, bro. But you have to understand, people at the top, and I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm at the very fucking top, but like, people at the top value their time significantly. Like, um, like, I don't even think you might even be able to comprehend the level of their time that they actually value. Like, it's an extreme amount of value, okay? Because they know how much they worth. They know that they have no time to waste. They know that they could be making more money, and delegating, and doing all these things than just fucking wasting their time, bro. And so again, what I'm getting at with these high level, relationships is, there always has to be something both parties can benefit from, right? And so that's why you usually see at the top level, if there are two dudes that have achieved very high levels of success, this guy's done good in one industry, for example, and this guy's done good in one industry. And so that relationship right there is a plus plus, for example, because now this guy can learn about this guy's industry, and this guy can learn about this guy's industry, for example, and then that's how they hang out and network and all these things. And so there's a plus plus. But again, what you need to understand is, if any relationship, and a lot of the times what, entrepreneurs try to do and this and that, is like, if you're at, I don't want to say, if you're playing at a lower level, okay, and you're trying to put yourself around like top tier dudes, or whatever it is, it's like, bro, they have nothing to gain from you in the most respectful way possible. Like, um, why would an expert be hanging around a bunch of beginners, is the best way for me to put that. It's like, he wouldn't, unless he's getting paid. Okay, that's the biggest part you need to understand from this entire video, is this works at the lowest level and at the highest level, okay? There's a fucking airplane passing by. But even relationships, high level relationships at the highest level, still usually only work because people are paying for their time. People are paying for these dinners, right? Like, you guys have maybe seen, certain entrepreneurs host like, networking events at a dinner. Like, they're gonna have a round table or some shit, or seminars with other, 7-figure entrepreneurs, or what it is. Money is always gonna be coming into play like that to build these relationships, because, again, then now the relationship has gone from, even though this guy's an expert, why would he waste his time if he's not getting paid, or whatever it is, right, to hang out with a bunch of beginners? But if he's getting paid to do so now he'll go and, I don't know, do a fucking presentation, or go hang out with you at the dinner, or whatever the fuck it is, right? And that is so important for you to understand, okay? And this is why myself, I invested in, back then, when I very first kind of started getting serious about entrepreneurship and really diving deep, is I paid like $270 a month, I think it was, bro, at the time, to join a paid community of like-minded individuals, and have access to my mentor at the time that went live with all of us. And it's like, because, dude, if again, like, what does somebody at that level have to gain from you? Nothing, bro. And so, like, he has to be getting paid to do so. He has to be getting paid for you to have access to him, essentially, right? And all these things. And that's exactly how it works at the highest level as well, because a lot of people think, and this is like a huge fucking, I think, misbelief or a limiting belief a lot of people have, like, people at the top, okay, just hang out with each other and kind of exchange information for free. Like, dude, I don't think it works that way. Like, I know it doesn't exist that way, right? Even when two top tier dudes, okay, are very successful in their own industries, as I mentioned, like this guy's done very well in this industry and this guy's done very well in this industry. Like, bro, most of the time they won't really just hang out to hang out for free, because there's multiple ways it's gonna happen. Number one, they're gonna pay for each other's time, like to take each other seriously and help one another out, or help one specific, out in on one point. Like, damn, that was completely fucked. Usually, bro, regardless of how successful these guys are, it's usually like one guy will pay the other guy to, again, like, I don't know, have some kind of mentorship, or like take them through the experience and teach them things. Or again, it can be a mutual agreement, but that is very rare, because again, it has to be like a plus plus. And like, if one guy isn't looking to get into this industry, and like, yeah, you can exchange mutual fucking information, does it make sense for the one guy? Maybe it doesn't, right? And so it's just very important for you to understand that dynamic. Now, the next important thing that is important for you to understand is literally the fact of, most of the time, okay, how did these two people come to meet? Okay, and I want you to eliminate the thought of like social media and just DMing people. Most of the time, it has been through like events, bro, or seminars, or whatever it is. And what did these people have to do to attend these certain events and attend these certain seminars? Is pay. They had to pay for a ticket. Or, I like to think of the Andrew Tate Bugatti thing, right? Like, he bought a Bugatti so that he could have access to the network of just other Bugatti owners. And then in that, now he's able to network with all of those high level people and hang out with them, and then have access to information, right? And again, how was that done? Through paid, like through money. And so it's just important for you guys to understand that this bullshit of like, bro, you can just go and hang out with somebody that's essentially, yeah, better than you, bro, and has achieved more, and is more knowledgeable, and all these things. Like, you need to eliminate that out of your level of thinking, because you need to think of the person in their shoes. Like, what is this guy going to gain from hanging out with you? Like, probably nothing, bro. Like, he has nothing to gain, unless the rare, I mean, I don't even know if I want to mention this, but like the rare occurrences, if you have a mentor and he's willing to mentor you for free, it's usually in some way, shape, or form like just a sense of fulfillment and a sense of giving back to you, because maybe he sees him in you, like he sees that you're hungry and all these things, or maybe you're doing some free work for him, and then again, that kind of makes it a plus plus. But even then, that relationship is a plus plus, right? Do you understand what I'm saying now? Because yes, he's mentoring you, so that's the plus that you're getting, all of that free stuff, whatever. And the plus from him, even though it's essentially he's not getting anything, he's getting that sense of fulfillment and that sense of like giving back, right? It's a plus plus. So you really have to understand that all relationships in this world are a plus plus, bro. And if they're not a positive positive, if it's a positive negative, or it's a negative negative, it just doesn't work. It always comes to an end. So, sorry boys, I was getting a call. I had to hang up real quick. So with that being said, hopefully that breaks down the concept of like, bro, how relationships work in this world, how high level relationships work in this world. And I mean, I kind of, like I just said, it's pretty much every single relationship ever at its most basic standpoint. So with that being said, boys, hopefully you guys took some value from this video. Again, if you guys want to work with me one-on-one on building your personal brand and making your first $10,000 online through high ticket coaching, you can apply to do so. It's down below. It's the first link. And then I also just revamped my entire free training video. It's the second link in the description, goes over everything you pretty much need, bro. There's a bunch of free resources in that free training on, you know, developing an offer, funnel systems, and all these things. I'm pretty excited that I just redid it. Did a nice little minute intro. Looks pretty cool. But with that being said, again, boys, appreciate you guys for tuning in, and I will see you guys in the next video.